you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. I am Hafeez. With me as always, Devin. Part 2 of the NXT TakeOver WarGames recap. And you got to repeat what you just told me, because this is part 2. We were talking about the Pat McAfee, the situation with WarGames, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on that because we already had the full debate on part 1. If you want to hear that, check that out. Yes. But this is part 2. But Devin, you got to repeat what you just said, because off the recording, we were just talking about, I brought up Michael Cole and said, hey, it's not like you guys are acting kind of like, when I say you guys, so let me give some context. Hold on. I got my thoughts together. So, friend of the show, JD, also, agrees with Devin that, shout out to our Pat McAfee taking the Canadian, shout out, always, that Pat McAfee shouldn't be taking the Panama Sunrise and kicking out, right? And, so I told Devin, I said, man, you guys are making it seem like this is Michael Cole, taking these, which I would agree then. If it's Michael Cole, I'm like, oh, hell no. Michael Cole better not. He better never in his life kick out of the Panama Sunrise. But then you said, and go ahead and say what you just said.
I said, well, technically, he had more matches than Pat McAfee. So if he was to take a Panama Sunrise from Adam Cole, he should be able to kick out, right?
Oh, my God.
Right? You set yourself up for that, man.
How did I set myself up for what? Set myself up for what?
Because you're talking. Well, this is going to bring up the debate again, man. Maybe we should just stop it right
now. Well, okay, we should probably stop.
Yeah.
But I was on the other side of like training for how to take that move. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like you can tell me till you're blue in the face, hey man, I'm training how to take a punch. I'm letting people punch me in the face or whatever. But look, I don't care how much training you take. Like there's dudes that train for UFC and boxing, like for months and months and months. They get in the ring, one punch, knockout. I don't care how much training you've been doing. If you're gonna get knocked out, you're gonna get knocked out. Like there's no training for that. Like you can say, I'm getting muscular and I'm running every day to work on my stamina. But when it comes to getting knocked out, like there's no real training for that. Like you could say, well, I'm used to taking a punch. Well, you got a good chin. Like, okay, cool. Like you got a good chin, but training to get to take punishment and to not get knocked out, so this whole thing about Michael Cole, well, he has more experience in the ring, so I guess he has a better chance to not get. No, I'm not buying that. That I'm not buying. Michael Cole's getting destroyed. That's it. Little Michael Cole, really? Over Pat McAfee? We better stop. All right, let's move on.
I'm just saying, just based off of what the story they're telling me, I can believe Michael Cole can kick out of a Panama Sunrise. I'm just saying, I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave it there.
Didn't Jerry the King No, he lost to Jerry the King Lawler, didn't he?
He did.
WrestleMania.
He did. Yep, he did. They actually told a logical story with that.
That was annoying.
But hey.
No, that was annoying. But that's neither here nor there. That's a debate for another day. Let's move on. I'm determined to move on.
Part 2.
So, part 2. Here we go. Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. Let's talk about this matchup.
Yeah.
So hard-hitting matchup. The promise of this whole thing was basically that, hey, you got two guys who are similar in the fact that they love to fight. They love to kick people's asses. And now they're going against each other. And the funny part about this matchup, though, was Timothy Thatcher kind of was reiterating, over and over again to Tommaso Ciampa, like, hey, I got no quarrel with you. I got no beef with you. I got no problems with you. And Tommaso Ciampa, is sitting there like, well, I want to fight you, so there's no way around this.
On my
basically, you're on my list. You're on the list, buddy. Sorry, there's no taking that back. And then he choked out Timothy Thatcher. Ended up choking out Tommaso Ciampa. Last time we saw him before this pay-per-view. So get to the matchup, and yeah, man, these two guys, they delivered. We thought that we were gonna get this kind of matchup. The two of them just brawling and being technical too at times and showing off their capabilities. Like it was great to see. In the end of it, though, Tommaso Ciampa caught Timothy Thatcher on the ropes, hit that slick DDT that he has. But I guess Widow's Bell, that's his new finisher now. So cool. I like it. It's quick and it's deadly. It's believable.
It was so perfect because how the way the ref was right there counting them out, getting ready to count them out, had him propped up, sort of like with Randy Orton, how he was getting ready to do his DDT. So he kind of had it choked up. The ref was like 1, 2. He's getting ready for the Widow's Bell. 3, boom! I was like, damn.
Savage, man. Savage.
Got the count.
Then at the end of the matchup, or after the matchup, they just kind of had this stare down, with each other for a while. So it kind of made you think all right, this isn't over. These two guys, we're gonna see this. We're gonna see this shit again. And even on NXT, it was kind of the same thing. It was like, Cameron Grimes, got called out, for some reason for Tommaso Ciampa. He said, you know what? This guy,
I like you.
The squeakiest. You are the squeakiest wheel, indeed, aren't you? He said something like that, and then he picked him out. He's like, I don't like you, and I'm gonna fight you. So they did. They fought. Then you had Timothy Thatcher. He was sitting out there watching the match, looking, just taking notes, I guess, in his mind, mental notes. Tommaso Ciampa looking back like, fuck is this guy doing over here? So they go outside. Timothy Thatcher does not interfere. He stood up a second, but then he didn't interfere, didn't get in the way. And then Tommaso Ciampa took care of business, beat Cameron Grimes in the middle of the ring. Then they went back out. Tommaso Ciampa went back out. They had a face-off. I forget what they said to each other, but it was kind of just more of I don't know. To me, it feels like they're going to fight again, but there's this mutual respect for each other now that they have. And it's almost like a one-upsmanship that we might start to get where, with Cameron Grimes, he got beat by Tommaso Ciampa, and then Tommaso left. And Cameron Grimes was talking shit to him. And he's like, hey, I'm talking to you. Look at me. I'm Cameron Grimes. and Timothy Thatcher's like, man, get away from me. Swatting him away like he's a fly. Man, get out of here. And then he's like, no, you don't turn away from me. I'm Cameron Grimes. And then he grabbed his leg and just twisted it. Swept him off of his feet. It looked like he just snapped his leg off. It was just crazy. So, yeah, that was cool. Walked off. And, yeah, man, it looks like we're building towards Ciampa Thatcher 2 is the feeling of this. So what was your thoughts on this whole situation?
Oh, this match was beautiful because it was so freaking violent. Very grimy, man, at times, man. I love Timothy Thatcher style, man, how he can just slow down the pace, how he's focusing on Tommaso Ciampa's recently repaired ACL, so he's putting focus on that. A lot he was telling a story with that. So I enjoyed Timothy Thatcher, slow pace, wrestling, man. It matches with Tommaso Ciampa, and towards the end of the match, not even it was after the match. I think he got interviewed, and they was asking him about the match, and he said something that caught my attention. He was giving Timothy Thatcher props too, because he was saying, Timothy Thatcher, he really brought it, man. He reminds me of 2018 Tommaso Ciampa. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
ooh. I was like, yeah, that Tommaso was on one. Where that Tommaso at? Yeah. This is the humble locker room Tommaso Ciampa now, man. I don't know about this one. Because I'm thinking I'm thinking Timothy Thatcher might get you in the second match.
Oh yeah, I think I would pick right now. I would pick him to win the second match to then lead to the rubber match, lead to the third match
because
to kind of
he's
break
a
the tie.
smart wrestler.
But
Timothy Thatcher, he's going to learn from mistakes. He was out there sitting, learning from Tommaso Ciampa, seeing
taking those mental notes.
Exactly, like you said, mental notes, because their rematch, he's going to win.
Yeah. It would be. I'd be hard pressed to think that Tommaso Ciampa is going to beat him twice. As great as Tommaso is, but like you said, this version of Tommaso Ciampa is not as great as that 2018 Tommaso Ciampa, that vicious, guy who just loved Goldie, who just made Johnny Gargano's life a living hell. Like, just, I mean, he was, yes.
This man was focused.
Yes. Like that Tommaso was definitely in line for like being the greatest sports entertainer of all time, like he touted himself to be. So yeah, man, I miss that Ciampa. This one, it's okay. But even the promos, like I start to get into it, but then I'm like, you just sound too nice. Like you're trying to be this positive figure, and I'm like, that's not.
I want to show guys do it the right way.
Like, what? No, you want Goldie back. That's
exactly,
that Tommaso Ciampa wants Goldie.
That should be the mission.
Without your Goldie, that's it. If he doesn't have Goldie, he wants it. Period.
Exactly.
Everything else is like, nah, man. He doesn't care about the locker room.
Right.
If anything, he's taking people off of his list so that the path to Goldie is cleared up. Like you just eliminate every single guy who wants, like all these dudes that had this Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, and Damian Priest. The three of them should be next. Like, all right, I'm taking these guys out because Goldie is mine.
Yes.
So take those three out. Then we'll get into the return. The guy that came back. I owe him one. And then get to Finn. Like that's what it should be. So yeah, man. But great matchup, like you said, grimy matchup, like real fun to watch. So definitely enjoyed that. Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes. Strap match.
Too long.
Cameron Grimes is right.
I mean,
long.
This was
too. What's funny is it's 12 minutes long, man.
It was.
It was 12 minutes.
Oh my god!
It was the shortest. It was the shortest match of the night. It was the shortest match of the night.
I could have sworn. I could have seen it was like 20 minutes, bro. I could have sworn it was like 20 minutes, man. I was like, man, this thing, like it was a good match, but it just seemed long.
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't need to see these two go against each other.
I'm done,
again.
bro.
It's cool. If this were the first match, I'd be like, all right, yeah, this is cool. But we've seen this so many times now. Like, it should have been over after the Halloween Havoc matchup. That should have been done.
And he did a strap match with Roderick Strong. So I've seen this already.
Yeah.
So like I don't need to see this, man. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just the story for here. It's like Cameron Grimes was terrified of Dexter Lumis after that Halloween Havoc matchup. Yeah. Now to have him be confident in this matchup in the beginning, and then he wanted to use his own strap, which I don't know what the significance of that was. I thought maybe there's a chance that he wins this match because he's done something to the strap to where if he gets into trouble, like he can turn the tables on Dexter Lumis. Never happened.
No.
If anything, he got choked out with the strap around his face and around everything. And I'm just like, he was his legs tied up and everything. I'm like, yeah, you lost again. I don't know, man. Enough is enough. So good matchup, but unnecessary.
Yeah, it was long-winded, so I'm done. Like, let's just move on. See what they're gonna do.
Let me move on. We can just move on. Exactly. Definitely. All right. So then, oh man, this one.
Oh yeah,
you're there for me. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know you want to break it down. Go ahead, sir. This is all you.
Look, the triple threat matchup. I mean, it's not quite match of the night because I got to give it up to the ladies. They killed it. But this was a close second. Triple threat matchup for the NXT North American Championship. We had the champion, Leon Ruff, versus Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano, a.k.a. Johnny champion. Yeah.
You got the shirt on.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Shout out to Angelo Dawkins on that one.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I see what
yeah, man. So this matchup, great booking overall because they had, Damian Priest and Leon Ruff's like friendship or camaraderie kind of come into play a bunch of times in the matchup with Leon not wanting to be taken lightly and trying to fight Damian Priest. And Damian's like, look, man, I'm warning you. This is the last time.
Get out my way.
Kept giving them chances. Mm-hmm. Right.
Treating him
and
like
then
a
it broke
brother.
Down. He did. He didn't want, he kept just kind of ignoring him and going straight to Johnny, and Leon Ruff is like, hey, I'm here. What I'm here for a fight. What you doing? He's like, look, get out of the way. Just get out of the way, Leon. It's like, what? So then he does the razor's edge to Leon Ruff on the outside and puts him through the plexiglass. And then they bring out the EMTs, and I'm like, are they going to take Leon Ruff out of this matchup? Like, what the hell? Like, I started getting a little upset. I'm like, no, man, you can't do that. Then you got Johnny Gargano waving by, like, I told you were a joke. I told you could hang. You can hang on this level. I told you.
Oh, man.
And then you got Damian Priest and Johnny Gargano going at it. But then Leon Ruff, he comes back, does this top rope move, knocks them both down, then he starts getting into it. So now it's back to a triple threat. That was cool. Yeah, man. Leon Ruff did his thing, man. He was great. So then the shenanigans start happening, right? And I'm still trying to understand how many people are in the Gargano family, because there must have been 6 or 7 of these.
Were there 2 sets of Scream Ghosts?
There were. Yes. The first time it was maybe 3 of them.
Sets of 3,
and the
right?
Second time there was another 3 after Damian Priest destroyed the first 3.
Yep.
Then there was another 3
on the other side of the corner.
And I'm like, on the other side, and I'm like, how many people did Johnny get? Like, what is going on right now, man? I'm like, wow. But then Damian Priest was handling them, so I'm like, how is this going to go? And by the way, I predicted Johnny Gargano was going to win. So I'm not only rooting for Johnny, I'm rooting for my prediction. I picked with my heart. I'm like, oh man, like I'm nervous. I'm like, Johnny's got a shot here, man. He can do this.
Yeah.
But, Damian's fighting them off. He's fighting off the Scream guys. And then one in particular kind of like was a little bit more swole, a little bit more jacked. He's got the pipe, which, hey man, Damian Priest used the baton or whatever on people. So this is just what you got coming to you. So, the Scream guy, he takes the pipe and he hits Damian Priest. Johnny Gargano takes advantage.
Yep.
One final beat. 1, 2, 3. I jumped up. I said, yes. My God, Johnny. Johnny Champion is back.
I couldn't believe it. I was just laughing, man. Because I just knew. I'm like, Hafeez is laughing, dancing all the way straight to the moon.
To the moon. Look, man, I was so happy. Oh my God. And we'll get into it a little bit later for why else I was happy. Because, oh my God, just the Gargano family, and specifically Johnny Gargano right now getting this victory. I wanted it to happen. I wasn't sure. But a couple things I was saying. One was, with him losing to Leon Ruff that way, I'm like, I could see them making up for that by giving him the title. Because you were saying 3-time champion, really? And I'm like, he did them a solid by helping put this guy over. And like, it's an embarrassing thing to have happen, but for comedy, right? To say like,
you a 3-time
he loses
champion
to Leon Ruff. That's the way that we're gonna make this work, because they love. It's not, Triple H and Regal, they love Johnny Gargano.
They do.
They're they're gonna take care of him. So that was in the works, I'm sure. So anyway, man, it was awesome. And then the reveal. So the big swole Scream guy, he takes off the mask, and it's Austin Theory. And, at first I was like, wow, Austin Theory. And I'm like, oh yeah. Cause he was there. This is not completely long-term booking, but they had interacted before.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano tried to get Austin Theory to help him with Damian Priest to weaken him, like soften him up a little bit before the matchup at Halloween Havoc. And so they faced each other before too, where Johnny was like, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to, you're good, kid, but you're not that good or whatever. So anyway, they're on the outside and Austin Theory's done this reveal and he's like, it was me, Austin. It was me all along.
I died,
wow,
bro. I died.
This is so perfect.
Yeah.
This is so perfect. I'm like, Austin Theory, you did it, man.
Yeah.
You're on my list now of like just guys I'm gonna be watching and I'm gonna be rooting for now. To do that, to pull that old school Stone Cold Steve Austin / Vince McMahon reference.
He did it just like Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin. It was me
with the eyes
all along. Looking around.
It was so perfect. It was so perfect. He was so into it. They were having a good time. Dude, I loved it. I loved it. For context, for those that don't know, so this is a reference to there was this big storyline with the Ministry of Darkness, where they had were messing with Undertaker's faction. They were messing with the McMahon family. And McMahon's at that time, they were actually kind of faces in the storyline.
They were.
So Stephanie, had been kidnapped. They were gonna sacrifice her. They put her on a crucifix. There were all sorts of crazy stuff going on.
She was a sweetheart at the time.
They would never be able to do. Yeah, she was a sweetheart. She had never done anything wrong to anybody. This is pre like Triple H, all of that. So she got kidnapped, and it's like, okay, who is the person behind it all? I forget what they called it. It wasn't the Exalted One, but it was something like that. And so, there was like, for weeks, we were thinking like, who's this going to be? Who's the reveal? And then finally, this mystery person, the all powerful one or whatever it was, walks down the ramp, goes in the ring, takes off his mask, and it's Vince McMahon. And I said, oh, hell no. Vince? Really? I don't believe, there's no way. And he's like, it was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Like I did it. I planned everything.
It's just like, Vince, man, come on. But it was great. It was great. It's one of those moments, you saw it back then in the day and it sticks with you like forever. It was an awesome, like, just signature WWE moment. So with Austin Theory calling back to that and doing that in this situation, I was just like, wow. For a minute there, I couldn't believe it too. I was like, is he really saying it? Like, and he went all into it. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. And like you said with the eyes, like, he's doing it, man.
Yeah,
he's doing
same
it.
exact cadence, man. Just like Vince. I'm like, oh wow. That's a good recall right there. Good call back.
That was
like,
good, man.
That
was good.
Yep, that got me.
So
right there.
yeah, man. My man Johnny, 3-time. No one else can say that. No one else.
Man.
Not
He
Velveteen
feeling himself,
Dream,
man. I don't
not
blame
Adam
him.
Cole.
I don't blame him.
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
This man came out. Oh my God, dancing
clean.
during the
Clean
entrance.
suit, powder blue.
He was clean.
Man, Johnny.
Man, Johnny.
My man was getting down, bro. He was twerking.
Twerking, man. Moving them hips. He was feeling good. It wasn't even to the beat of the song. Like, he's on his own beat, man. He's got his own beat in his head, man. And he was dancing. He was having a good time. I'm like, you go ahead, Johnny. You deserve this. You deserve this. Oh, man. We'll get more in detail with that when we cover after this next breakdown here for the women, because that's the second part of this. But yeah, man, Johnny Gargano is once again North American champion. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happy.
I know. That's your guy. And when he won, I was actually not upset. I was like, oh, wow. Because I was going with Leon retaining. I thought, it makes sense that belt is prestigious enough. Johnny did an amazing job what he did with that title. Go ahead. And Leon, go ahead and do your thing with that. But nah, man, decided to call audible. We got the triple crown.
Yeah.
Johnny, 3-time North American champion. Wow.
Johnny 3-time. I like that.
Triple
I
crown.
like that.
He's a 3-time North American, so he's gonna do everything sets of threes now. Just 3 of everything. 3 of everything. That's how he feels.
That's oh man. Why not? Why not, man? Let's go. Let's go. Johnny Gargano, man. He in my mind, he deserves it. He deserves it, because for a long time I felt like, he was getting match of the year, just wasn't getting that respect. I'm like, why? I don't know. It just felt like it's people wouldn't really have Johnny in that same category with some of the other top guys, and he kept putting on great matches. So for me, it's like, all right, like him being NXT champion, him being North American champion 3 times, being a Triple Crown champion, cool, man. Like that's him getting his kudos. So great job for him doing that and achieving that here at this pay-per-view here. All right, man, let's move on to our main event.
Yes.
The true main event, what should have been the main event of this show. Debate aside, we are full in agreement of that this WarGames matchup was better than the men's WarGames matchup, and we saw this coming. Team Candice versus Team Shotzi. Team Candice comprised of Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez. I'm putting some emphasis on that name for a reason. Toni Storm, grounded out that team, which she put in her work too.
Grimy
and they want to get we'll talk about that. The women in NXT right now are on another level, which the whole Impact thing that's another reason why I was just like, no, they're not there yet. I cannot put them on that level with the NXT women. But I'm not gonna get too diverted here. Let's get back on track. Team Shotzi was Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and the current NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai. All right, let's break this down.
Yeah.
So
let's do
this
it.
matchup. The logic here too, in terms of how they decided who was gonna come out, first. For me. Okay, so at first when Dakota Kai went out there, I was like, man, Dakota Kai is going to go first. I thought maybe they would have Raquel Gonzalez being the strong one, she could handle her own and deal with no, they had the advantage. But just deal with anything. Yeah, but deal with anything.
No, Shotzi had the advantage, right? Yeah, Shotzi won.
Oh yeah, Shotzi had the advantage. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like that's why I was thinking this, that Raquel Gonzalez being out there, even if it became 2-on-1, she'd be able to handle herself. But they said Dakota Kai was going to go out there first. So I said, okay, all right, let's see. So Dakota Kai went out there, and basically it was more like, hey, she's got the endurance. She can last, like if it goes 30 minutes, which this matchup did go 35 minutes and 22 seconds. So yes, that endurance came in handy.
Yes.
So it was her, and then on Team Shotzi actually wanted to go out there.
Yeah,
but Ember Moon ended up being the one to go out there, just because she has history with Dakota Kai. They'd had some problems, so it made sense that she wanted to go out there. So they went at it. It was awesome there. Now it was interesting because after that, it was who was it? It was Shotzi. So Shotzi, at first she wanted to go out there. Ember Moon said, "No, I'm going out there." So the next time someone was able to come out, Shotzi's like, "Okay, this time, no. I'm freaking going out there. This is my time."
Yeah.
So she went out there.
I'm the same guy.
It was a little bit of 2-on-1. Yeah. Then we had Raquel Gonzalez come out, and commentary was like, "Yeah, no, this is brilliant because you have the chemistry between Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai as a tag team, and man, they beat the brakes off of Shotzi and Ember Moon. They look like a well-oiled machine.
Like, bro." I think she took Dakota Kai and just helicoptered everybody in the fucking ring, bro. Just, you get it, Ember. I'm like, oh my God, getting shots and getting Ember, just using Dakota Kai as a weapon. I was like, damn, Raquel.
Yeah, right. Oh man, so that was awesome. That was awesome. And then we had after that it was Rhea Ripley. So with Raquel Gonzalez in there, it's like, okay, how do you combat that? You combat that with Rhea freaking Ripley, because that's someone who can stand literally eye to eye, toe to toe with her. so it's like the two giants of the NXT women's division right now, the two like big, like muscular women, face to face, and we kept getting those face offs, and I love it. Even though we've had the matchup already, I'm like, I want more. I want more of that matchup between these two.
Yes, I don't want no one and done. Nah,
no way.
I need a plethora of matches, man.
Not with that.
And I love how
when
Rhea Ripley's getting the enter, and you see Raquel goes, "Oh, I've been waiting for this." You just read her lips.
I've been waiting for this. Yes.
I'm like, ooh,
that was cool.
She
yeah, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Look at her. I'm like, oh, she wants it.
Here for this. Yeah. She wants this. Yeah, she wants to smoke. Oh man. So that was awesome. And then after Rhea Ripley, it was Toni Storm, which we know the history that Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley have stemming from NXT UK. Rhea Ripley was the first ever NXT Women's Champion, and she went against Toni Storm in their inaugural championship matchup. So that's history right there. So that was awesome. And then last but not least was Candice LeRae. Now here it got kind of interesting because when Candice LeRae came in the ring, they started to just use the numbers game to their advantage in a just amazing way.
Smart.
Like, well, you go ahead and break this down, man. Yeah.
Oh my God. So if this was a football game, you got a defensive lineman and you got Raquel as your defensive lineman because I say offensive lineman because she was blocking because who was last to come in? Io, she's bringing in all these weapons, ladders, chairs, and basically Raquel's like, thank you, bringing them in, thank you, closing the gate on her, like, no, you ain't getting in, pushing her ass out. I think Io tried to climb the gate, and who she have in a power bomb position? I don't know if it was Ember or Shotzi.
I can't remember. Yeah,
I think she had Shotzi, and then she power bombed her on the side of the gate to get Io to jump off. I was like,
Io out.
I was like, oh my God, bro. I'm like, Io's not getting in, man. Io's not getting in.
Yeah.
Then Io had an awesome idea. She decided to climb on the other side of the gate. And this time she decided to jump off, but not jump off. I'm going to put a garbage can on me. And it was funny how she put her facial expression was crazy. She was like, like she knew what she was doing. Like it's about
wide-eyed,
like it's about to go
happy.
down.
It's on. It's on.
Right. Jumps off like jumps off, hits wrecks everybody like a strike, like a bowling ball, man. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great, man. That
was awesome. Man.
It was a gladiator match in there. That's all it was. People was trying to kill each other in there, bro.
They were. It was just insane. Then, so as they were keeping, just to backtrack a little bit, as they were keeping Io out of the matchup, they just dissected the other members of Team Shotzi. Now, the one flub in all of this is that the match does not start until all the members are in the ring. So, the Team Candice, they got the kendo sticks and they're beating the hell out of Shotzi Blackheart. They all of them just hitting her with the kendo sticks. And then, just back and forth. And then Candice goes for the pin, and the ref is like, no. It doesn't start until everyone's in the ring. And she's like, what? Count. Like, this is done. Like, because they even locked up the cage.
They did,
at this point,
bro.
The cage door is locked. It was done. Indy Hartwell was helping them out on the outside, too. Like, they had done everything they could to keep Io out and to get the advantage. So they went for the pin. It didn't work. They're like, no, can't start till everyone's in the ring. And that's when they pan the camera up. You see Io Shirai on top with the cheesy smile on her face, looking like, jumps off the cage, and oh my God, like it was on, and that officially started WarGames.
Yes.
So yeah, man, it was nuts, man. This matchup was everything. The star power in this matchup, just all of these women here are just superstars.
I'm gonna
all
have
amazing.
To give,
it's just so fun to see just the little interactions.
I'm gonna have to give Ember Moon being the most murderous on the team because she was trying to kill people.
Oh my God! So I alluded to this earlier.
It was one move.
Yeah, talk about it.
So she's setting up her and Dakota going at it back and forth. Ember Moon was like, fuck this. She set up 2 chairs right next to each other. She props up.
Yep.
She puts Dakota Kai, puts her neck like on the top of the chair. She goes on top.
Mm-hmm.
She goes for the full eclipse. Boom! And you just see Dakota Kai bounce off her neck, bounce off the top of the chairs. I'm like,
she's dead.
I'm like, she's dead.
She's dead.
She's dead. She's done.
She's dead.
Yep.
There's no kicking out of this.
Nah.
She's dead.
Yeah. I think she went for the pin
on 2 chairs.
But Tony ended up kicking.
I think it got broken up.
Yeah.
It got broken up.
Yeah, but I was like, oh my gosh, she got wrecked.
Oh my goodness.
She got wrecked.
And she's still gone.
No,
like this week she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Raquel said, nope, she's still recovering from what happened.
Because Wade Barrett's like, oh my God, if Indy Hartwell took that move without the chairs, just think about how Dakota feel with the chairs.
Right. Which, yeah, that makes sense. We've said it. That move right there is probably the most devastating move in wrestling right now, period. Like, I don't care who you bring up, what name, what company.
Of that.
Oh, my God. Seriously. Like, it's just crazy to watch. Even without chairs, you added chairs
to it.
Wow.
Like, Ember Moon was not
I was
fucking
scared
around, bro. She
man.
was like, I'm like,
no.
hold on, Ember, what you doing? And then she put 2 chairs together. Like, no, let me put your head and you set it right here. There we go. Come up to the top of the rope.
Ember, what are we doing?
My God, we're killing people in this match. That's what we're doing.
Killing people.
Man. Come on.
Oh my God, man.
And then,
dude, it was great.
It was another move. Io, I forgot how she got. She was fighting with Dakota Kai, and Dakota Kai somehow put the trash can on in the Io.
Yeah.
She went on top of the rope, smashed the trash can while Io's inside of it. I was like,
on Io.
I'm like, oh dude, my God.
It was scary.
And she was struggling to get her out of it.
She tried to get the pin, right? She was trying to get the pin, but she wanted it to take Io out of the trash can in order to get the pin, and she couldn't. Like Io was smushed in the trash can, and it's like, what is happening? Like she's literally struggling to try to get Io out of the trash can. I'm like, is Io okay? Is she all right?
I felt like I was watching Spartacus. You ever seen that show, that TV series on Stars? That's how it was. Just blood and sand.
No, man.
Just a gladiator match.
Dude. Shotzi too. There was that ladder, that spot off the ladder when she hit Candice.
Oh.
So she did the senton off the ladder, and Candice was holding the chair.
Yeah.
And it was a stiff fall. Like she fell, and I swear, like Candice's ribs. I don't know how like her ribs survived that. Shotzi's back, like it just hurt. It hurt to watch that move. I was like, oh my God. So damn, man, just so many great spots in this match. Just everybody just killed it. Yeah, man. I was really just happy with this matchup. It was so much fun to watch. At the end of it, though, Raquel Gonzalez, like she did it. She pulled it off. Just in the middle, she had Io Shirai. Io was trying to do, I think she was trying to do a Hurricane Rana to her in the middle of the gap in between the two rings. And that was a mistake. Right. As soon as she got up there, I said, oh no. Just one arm slam power bomb onto the metal part in the middle. I said, ugh, and through it was it on a table? There was something on there.
It was a table, bro.
It
was a table.
Yeah. She broke it through the table. Right.
And that was it.
Went through a table.
2, 3.
Raquel got down. 1, 2, 3. Done.
Yeah.
Just beat her. I was like, wow, man. Like,
beast.
And Raquel right now, man, she's making a case.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying, hey,
I'm
with that
chick.
I've proved I'm the next one. I should be up in the conversation for people to go against Io to get the NXT Women's Championship. Man. And you can't argue that.
Nah, man.
You just can't.
She walking around like she'd run that division. I love how she even came out for that WarGames match. Her entrance, just walked out, let go her jacket, bow, showed off the back muscles, just bow.
The back muscles.
She loves showing off her back muscles, man. She just every time her entrance turn around, bow.
She worked hard for that, man.
Hey, I feel you.
Off.
You in the gym putting that in that work, go ahead and show off the muscles. Show off the back muscles. Show off the work. Show off the lateral muscles right there.
Right,
Lax.
right. Yeah, man. It's just she is a superstar. You know, she went against Ember Moon on this week's NXT. Showed once again she's a superstar. Just they had a great matchup there. So shout out to them for that matchup as well. Toni Storm getting involved too, and she's got this new like just attitude about her that I love. It seemed like this was potentially going to happen in NXT UK because her and Piper Piven, they were having some issues. That's one of her friends from way back in the day. And, you know, Tony was getting pissed at Piper because she was getting in the way of her and the title. She's like, no, you just stay back, be my friend, let me get this title. And then she was like, you know, I can't. I want the title too. And I felt like we were going to get a heel turn there, and we didn't. But now, you know, with Ember Moon trying to be like stealing her thunder, basically, which I forgot when Ember Moon debuted at Halloween Havoc, I think it was. Toni Storm had her entrance video hit. You know, and it was her entrance video, or not her entrance video, sorry. It was a video just to show, like, hey, by the way, guys, I'm coming back to NXT. I'm really excited. I'm coming for that title. And then lights go out, and they cut to Ember Moon on the bike, and she's at this entrance. And so the story kind of is, you know, Toni Storm returned, but everybody was talking about Ember Moon. So it just makes perfect sense that she kind of felt a certain type of way about Ember Moon this whole time, just didn't say anything, turned on her, joined Team Candice. Yeah, man, it makes so much sense. I love it.
Oh, man. Toni Storm was awesome in this match, too, man. She was probably the most grimiest one because she came in and immediately she was removing the safety, the cushions, the pads. Yeah, after turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And exposing that, and then she was just throwing everybody in there. Shotzi, Rhea, everybody was getting. I was like, oh, she ain't playing. Yeah. Everybody was just like, they were just trying to kill everybody, man. I'm killing you. I'm killing you. After I kill you, I'm killing her.
Dude, man, this division we just saw 8 like amazing competitors just go at it, and it's just crazy to think like NXT lost Bianca Belair, and yet it still seems just as powerful as they've ever been. Like Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler,
Asuka.
This time last year were in WarGames.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And last year.
Last year they were in WarGames, and now it's like, you know, they're on SmackDown and was it Bianca? Yeah, they're SmackDown and Raw respectively, and this division still is crazy good.
Still stacked. Bro.
It's insane.
Still
yeah.
Stacked. I remember when Bianca and Shayna Baszler and Shotzi Blackheart was just on the come up, but she caught my attention because she was just so animated. She come out, had this crazy green hair, but she stood out. But she was just so awesome. But look at her now, man, cream of the crop now, man.
Yeah, I remember seeing her at Evolve and being like, something about her because she's been this way. She's developed it. But she's had this character, this like, you know, special thing about her, you know, that if you just let her be herself, she can be great, you know, wherever. You know, the wrestling was a little bit, you know, more green, no pun intended, you know, then, you know, and sometimes even now, like she gets into these spots and I feel like I get a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
That she's going to get hurt, but she's working on it every day. I know, and she's getting better and better. So, you know, for her, I just wish her the best. But she's got that it factor. But they all do. They all do. That's the special thing about this matchup. For me, over that men's matchup is the it factor of all of the competitors in this matchup. The star power. Like literally you could pick any name in this women's matchup, and I could say, yeah, they could be women's champions.
Oh yes.
Like any of them.
Yes.
Literally any of them.
Any of them.
You know, Shotzi, Dakota Kai. You could say those two are the two that you would say like are the quote unquote weakest members of their team, the smallest, like not as strong members of their team. But could they be women's champion? NXT women's champion?
No doubt.
Hell yeah, they could.
Doubt.
They absolutely could. So yeah, man, just the star power in this matchup. And then Raquel Gonzalez getting the win. Like, it's just, that's such smart booking right there.
It is.
Because Candice doesn't really need that win. Like she's Candice, like she's already, established. But Raquel being able to say, yeah, I want it for my team.
And
I'm the one that beat Io Shirai.
Right, I pinned the NXT Women's
Io
Champion.
Shirai.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Just perfect. Yeah. Perfect. So excited for what's to come for her. So yeah, man. It's great. Great matchup. And yes, yet another Gargano winning. So this started the show. And I will tell you this. So just to give you a little bit of context of my viewing experience here.
Yeah.
So, sat down to watch it, and, the entrances are happening. And I felt good seeing, Team Candice all come out there as, one by one, they were all doing their entrances, came out there. Okay, they were standing together. Then here comes Team Shotzi. And I'm just like, there goes another former champion. There goes another former champion. Like, Ember Moon does her entrance, former champion. Rhea, former champion. I was like, oh my God, Io Shirai, current champion. I'm like, oh no, like what's happening here? So, and then they all got on the tank together.
Took this badass pose.
You got this badass pose. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna win. They're gonna win. Dakota Kai's in the cage, and Shotzi shoots a missile at the cage in the beginning to just get her. I was like, this is over, man. What's happening? Even during the matchup, they had a moment where like the team Shotzi got the advantage. All of them were doing these moves like one after another to I forget who it was to, but I was like, oh my God, this is where it's gonna end. This is where like all their powers combine and they're becoming Voltron right before my eyes, and it's over with. Like I was like, no, but they hung in there, they kept going, and then Raquel, I tell you, when she got that pinfall, I jumped up. But again, this was the beginning of the pay-per-view. I jumped up, I got up, went over, just walked around my apartment like, yeah, it's gonna happen. The Gargano family. It's gonna happen. And I thought about you saying, I'm gonna go undefeated, and Hafeez is gonna go 3-2, and I'm gonna come on this podcast and brag. And I was like, well, you might be right, man. I don't know. And to have it be that Candice's team won, I said, there's a chance. What if I'm the one that goes undefeated on this thing? And then Johnny's match happened, and I'm like, oh, it happened.
He won.
It happened. Because I knew already. I knew Undisputed was going to win, so I'm like, that was a given.
That was given. But I was surprised by Johnny, but I wasn't mad though. It was smartly booked. It made sense.
Yeah,
I even liked how the women's war game was booked. It was booked smartly. It made Candice LeRae look like a true captain of her team. Like how the way she told certain wrestlers to, like how she had Dakota Kai go out first, then Raquel Gonzalez go second. So it was all in part of her plan, which I like, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, there's war games. It's great. It's great. Accomplished the flawless victory. Actually, hold on.
What you about to do?
Sound effect gonna...
What you about?
I had to at least once. I had to get it on there, man.
Oh my God.
Yes. Hey, man, it happened. It happened, and we got it on tape. We got it on wax.
Yeah, on part two.
Oh, man. No, the predictions. Oh, yeah, there's proof. There's actual proof. All of the predictions, and
it's there.
Hey,
it's there.
I admitted I was picking from my heart. That's who I was rooting for. I was rooting for the Gargano family to get their victory. Yeah, I said, you know what? Let me have some fun, man. I know I'm going to be rooting for them anyway. Why don't I just pick them?
Right.
So I picked them, and came out, and so it worked out. So that was awesome. And then the next night on NXT, you had the celebration, Johnny Gargano gyrating, having a good time. Man. They got the whole family together. Indy Hartwell, you got Austin Theory, Candice LeRae.
His promo was almost
the general.
His promo was almost similar to Triple H when he was introducing Evolution, talking about the past, future, and the present, and that's essentially what Johnny was doing too in his promo, talking about Austin And Indy Hartwell just like the past and the present. So I thought that was a nice.
Well, he said the present and the future.
Oh, the present and the future. I'm sorry, the present and the future.
That they're the present, and then these two, Indy Hartwell and Austin Theory, are the future. So I was like, okay. And then I guess unofficially they're calling themselves the Way. Like, because they've been talking about like the Gargano Way, but now like the faction name maybe would be the Way. Now,
I think it is called the.
I don't know how I feel about that, but
it's a work in progress.
One thing I will say is I like how, from a comedic standpoint, they're having fun with this because they were saying that's the way, and then Austin Theory goes the Milky Way. And Johnny and Candice were like, no, we that's my bad though. We didn't rehearse this. That's my
on
bad.
me.
That's on me. That's okay. That's on me. You tried. It's a good effort.
Like, and then you got this.
And then, yeah, right. Then there was the gift for Candice. He's like, I got a gift imported, overseas. You know how much that costs?
Right, overseas.
Man,
it's a lot of money.
The overseas, man, that costs a lot, man. You know how much this costs? So he unveils it. It's got Shotzi's head on the top of it, with the full trophy. You got Candice, she's crying. She's like, "Oh, you should have. This is the greatest thing ever." He's like, "Yep." It was amazing, man. Just like seeing them having a good time, just doing their thing, man. I couldn't be happier. It was just awesome. It was an awesome segment.
Yeah, man. I couldn't agree more. Johnny Gargano, him being a cocky heel, I'm enjoying it because it's entertaining. Him coming out dancing, him setting up the gift for his wife Candice. Him talking about importing. It's just a lot of money. That whole setup right there, that was hilarious. I was just busting up laughing though. But
that was great, man.
Yeah. So he's having fun with that.
He asked Austin. Well, the drum roll too.
The drum roll.
What was I trying to say? Oh, the drum roll. So the drum roll. Oh, that was so funny. Yeah. He was like, "Guys, drum roll, please." And then Indy Hartwell does the whole. But then he goes to Austin Theory, and Austin Theory is like popping his pecs. Yeah. And they're just looking at him like, "What are you?" Yeah. No, he's like, "You know what? It was impromptu. My bad. We didn't rehearse this. Again, that's on me." And he's like, "Tim in the truck, man. Give me a drum roll." Then he busted out the drum roll. Johnny's dancing, doing his thing, unveils it. Showed off the trophy. So that, man, it was fun. They were having a good time. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. So, yeah, man, we're there. We're at the end. I guess the only other thing that I want to bring up is that, on NXT, Finn Balor showed up. He's like, "Look, the time for team sports is over. Now, it's back to Finn."
I'm sorry, bro. I'm talking a lot of shit, man. It gets me when he be talking like, "All right, man, I get you, your champion, but just calm the hell down."
Yes. No, don't calm down. Keep going, Finn. Let him know. Let him know.
He's making them checks, man. I can't cash, bro.
He's got the championship, man. He's cashed them. But he said, what did he say? He said, team sports is over. Oh, he said the time for like factions and friends and all that. That's like the Prince isn't interested in that. Oh, right away I thought of the Bullet Club, and I was like, that's interesting that he would say that he's not a guy that's interested in factions and groups, because I mean, he led one of the most popular factions ever, at one point. So yeah, man. So I was like, okay, I'm not sure I buy what you're saying right there. And maybe it's a swerve, like somewhere down the road, he might actually have a faction. So, I'd love to see that in NXT for him.
He's going to need help if Karrion Kross won his title back.
Well, let's get there. So, we already talked about, we had Kyle O'Reilly, we had Damian Priest and Pete Dunne, show up. They're all kind of saying why, they want Finn Balor, why Finn Balor should want to face them. Damian Priest saying he's box office. Pete Dunne saying they're cut from the same cloth. And Kyle O'Reilly saying like, "Hey, we've got unfinished business, man. Last time, like, you may have technically won, but I broke your fucking jaw. Right. So, you were sipping through a straw because of me. So, if anything, you should want, to run that back one more time with me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all happening. Finn's like, okay, you know what? They started arguing amongst themselves. He's like, you guys figure that out. Just know that on December 6th, or no, January 6th, I got a match. I'm defending it. I'll see y'all later. Figure that shit out.
I'm concerned.
Because I'm concerned, right? Karrion Kross's music hits. He doesn't show up, but Scarlett does. So Scarlett's out there kind of looking at Finn, looking at the title, looking at Finn, looking at the title. Finn is looking, and they say, hey, I already know what this is. I already know what's going on. Just tell your man that when he's ready, Finn's ready. Done. He didn't really talk shit.
Yeah.
He just told him straight up, like, look, when he's ready to go,
I'm ready.
I'm ready to go. Yeah. So that was it. Damian Priest, though, made the cardinal mistake. He went out there and not disrespected her, but maybe Damian Priest took it that way. Said, hey, smoke show. Hey, over here, smoke show. I was like, what did he just do? He just went and called this man's wife a smoke show. Okay. And he's like, hey, just tell him, when he's ready to come back and he wants to face off against somebody, tell him to come face a real man right over here. Like basically calling out Karrion Kross, but to his wife and calling her a smoke show. Well, later on in the night,
10 minutes
Damian
later,
Priest, was out there. And Karrion Kross must not have liked what he said because he just beat the holy hell out of him. Just threw him around the ring, around the entrance area. He threw him into the sign.
Mm-hmm.
Then he picked him up, powerbombed him on a table on
Yep.
the stage. Just pieced out.
Said,
all right, I'm done with you. Went in his car,
Took off.
had his wife by him, drove off. That was it. he must have been sitting at home watching TV being like, wait, what did he say? Hold on. Let me get in the car. Head up to this arena. All right, where's Damian Priest?
Scarlett called him. Like, what? He said, what?
Yep.
He called you what?
Did you hear what this man
Smoke
said?
what?
Okay.
All right.
Give me about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll be right down there.
Because it looked like he just got dressed, man.
Yeah.
Like, you
Get
just
the
threw
car
on
real
something
quick.
real quick.
Yeah, right. Whatever's around
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
All right,
With
let
my
me
pants, let me get my jacket. Get my shit together. All right.
Go whoop this dude's ass real quick.
Yeah, whoop his ass
Disrespecting
real
my
quick.
wife.
Let him know who I'm is. And then I bounce.
Oh my God. So yeah, man, he handled business. So Karrion Kross is back,
Man.
which it's inevitable. We're gonna get Finn Balor,
Yeah.
Karrion Kross. That's happening.
Yes.
Shout out to my brother. He put out a little a graphic image for the community, the Facebook community. He put up the Karrion Kross, Finn Balor image there with it's saying it's inevitable that they're gonna face off with each other.
Yeah.
So saw that. He was like, "Should I post this up?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Oh,
post it
yeah,
up.
man.
Put it
Hey,
there."
man, you're part of the
So,
Clark Street Wrestling Street community, man. So go
Yes.
ahead and post all what you want, man.
Yes,
Part of the community. It's all
Yes.
love.
Yeah, man. So it was awesome. I was like, "Yeah, put that graphic up there." So he did. So that's cool. And yeah, man, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
This just a moment. It's we're gonna have that matchup. I wonder if that's the matchup for January, or if they prolong it and have Damian Priest go against Karrion Kross first, and then have Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. So that's the only thing I'm curious about. They might wait a little bit, have Finn Balor defend the title one more time against somebody.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do like Karrion Kross and Damian just for a regular week of NXT.
No.
Like, make it do it.
That's a pay-per-view,
right,
matchup.
right. Do the Eve special or Evil, NXT Evil special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Year's Evil.
Damian Kross and not Damian Kross. Karrion Kross. I said Damian Kross.
Karrion Kross,
right.
yeah.
Damian Priest and Karrion Kross. They can do that for new NXT New Year's Evil. I'm with that.
Yeah. I think that'd be good. So yeah, man, that would be cool. And then I don't know, maybe you do Kyle O'Reilly one more time with Finn Balor, on the 9th, and just have that happen. Because Pete Dunne looks like he might be a little bit busy because he's got some beef now with Killian Dane.
Drake Maverick.
Yeah, Drake Maverick. Just there's something there. So yeah, man. Drake Maverick came out with a chair.
Yeah.
You know, had his boys back.
Chased him up. I got him for you. I got him.
He's like, what? What do you mean behind me? What? And then got destroyed. Just, hey man, they're trying.
Yeah.
It's kind of growing on me a little bit. The whole Drake Maverick, Killian Dane, partnership. It's okay. It's okay. I like it.
Yeah, it's growing.
But,
I like the music. It's
man. Yeah. I mean, and the dynamic, like Killian hates it, and he's tolerating Drake Maverick, but he's basically like, no one could whoop this dude's ass but me. No one puts hands on him but me. That's it.
Oh man.
So I'm like, all right. So it's good. But yeah, man. So just but going back to WarGames, so that's we went through all of it. Let's give the letter grade.
Yeah, letter grade. Should I go or you go?
No, you go,
me
man.
Go,
this is you. I feel like, with me, I think people kind of know, like, I like the show.
Okay.
So, but for you, there's one glaring thing that happened that kind of, made your grade probably what it is.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm curious how far down this goes, based off of
probably be surprised, but it goes down to a B. That's it. Just a solid B. No minus, no plus, just a B.
Oh.
See, I'm not hating.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
I'm temperament.
You're coming around.
Okay.
That's good. All right. So you ready to get that McAfee t-shirt to add
Fuck
to the
no. Fuck no. It's probably you know what, real talk. It's probably a real reason why I don't have an Adam Cole up here, because it's something. It's just something.
Oh, you know what? I never even really thought about that.
I got like my top wrestlers, but I'm not. Maybe I'm not truly committed. I'm not truly committed. You see my tribal chief lineup right here. I'm truly committed to tribal chief. Tribal chief.
Wow.
Adam Cole. I gotta be real. I don't know, and maybe this is the reasons why I don't know. So yeah, I said it.
Wow.
I said it.
You keep flip-flopping on your man Adam Cole, man. I don't know.
I'm flip-flopping.
You do flip-flop.
I don't have I never truly committed. I don't have until I get the shirt, that's when you commit. Like Shotzi. You see Shotzi right here?
You never truly committed.
I got CM Punk shirt. I got Tribal Chief. I got AJ Styles. Where's my perfect 10 shirt? I have a perfect 10 shirt.
You committed to
I did when he was
to Sean Spears?
Yes. Terrible mistake.
See, that just eliminates everything you just said.
That was the hottest thing, bro. Oh my gosh.
Everything you just said, written off.
Hey, that was a weird time.
Well, yeah. Sounds like it. Oh man. Well, Adam Cole, I got you back, man. You know, Adam Cole, longest reigning NXT champion.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
I put some respect on your name, sir. Yeah, man. All right. Well, so for me, I'm going to give it an A. I feel like this one I had a lot of fun with, man. And I'm not really, WarGames, Survivor Series, those type of pay-per-views. I'm usually not a huge fan of those because I feel like, the overall, the stories kind of get lost a little bit sometimes in the team kind of matches that they'll have in those two pay-per-views. Yeah. WarGames, though, last year, I feel like they did a good job of having the storytelling continue on, because a big story there was like Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley, which eventually led to Rhea Ripley beating her for the title. So, that was cool. This one, there was a lot of storytelling going on with the women, especially, all the different feuds and issues they've had, and history and rivalries.
Ray, and Shotzi. It was a lot going on, man.
Yep. Yeah. Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, Ember Moon and Toni Storm, and then Raquel Gonzalez, her coming out party. Yeah. So love that. Overall too, like some of the match, like Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher, like that was a great matchup. Dexter Lumis, Cameron Grimes, it was a good matchup. If this match was the first match, I'd been like, oh, this is great. But this was like the umpteenth match that we've seen between these two. So I'm done with it, but I won't knock it too much. That was probably like the match of all of them.
It was the weakest match.
You could have, Yeah.
Like, to me, it was just a little bit long in the tooth. Like I said, it was still entertaining. It just
it's the shortest match of the night.
Which it felt forever, which is crazy, man. That's if you would have asked me, hey, how long do you think this match? I would have been like 20 minutes, easily. I'm like, oh my god, 12 minutes.
Oh man,
that's a whole eight additional minutes.
Oh man. So the men's WarGames matchup, we differ on opinion on the second half of that matchup, but that's fine. Agree to disagree. But I did enjoy it. I was able to just look at it and say it is what it is.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee is not the greatest wrestler in the world, but he's putting his time in. I see him trying. I see the effort. So kudos to you, sir, for at least going out there and trying to put on a show. So I'll give you that respect. But overall, Undisputed Era came out on top. Shout out to Kyle O'Reilly, who in this one, between him and Pete Dunne, those two are the MVPs of that matchup for sure. Pete Dunne being my main MVP in that matchup because I really feel like he put in a lot of work. He looked great in that. And then the Gargano family. Yes. But last but not least, the Gargano family. Bringing it home. This is what puts it over the top for me as an A because I wanted them to win, and they went out there and they did it, and it just the elation that I felt was real. Seeing them be successful, seeing Candice's team, the General, being successful against all odds, against 3 current and former champions, and Shotzi Blackheart, who's on fire, and then Johnny Gargano becoming the first ever 3-time North American champion. Oh, so good. Man, and that is real. Like, I am committed. Johnny Gargano is my guy.
You got the shirt.
You won't hear me.
You're committed.
Turn on Johnny Gargano.
Because you have the shirt.
Yeah, I don't judge it like that. But thank you, because you're the reason why I have the shirt. But I don't judge it like that. It's just people know. They hear me talk about Johnny. I'm not turning on this man. Even when he turned heel, I still wasn't even looking at his heel. I'm saying, no, he's still a face in my book. Well, but he's doing great work.
So, you've been cool. Even with that little stumble with Leon Ruff, that was still cool. Like, that actually makes sense.
It was entertaining, man. They were having fun, and they gave Leon Ruff, a rub. And Leon Ruff, I think, is gonna go places after this. I don't think this is over for Leon.
He was spot on in the
I wouldn't be surprised
if
Leon Ruff becomes. Yeah, one. I wouldn't be surprised if Leon Ruff became, a 2-time North American champion, in the near future. I feel like Leon is a legit, potential like next star in the NXT. So. I'm rooting for him. I feel like he showed out, really great over these last couple weeks. And, the future is bright for him and on NXT. Now, beyond that, I don't know. But NXT for sure, I feel like he's got that chance. Because, WWE, I'm not even going
Well,
there.
we saw what
NXT,
happened when he was in WWE.
Yes.
He was the jobber. He was the dude that's getting destroyed. He was the dude that was being all
excited.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. He was there a couple times. That's right. I forgot about that.
Come on!
So, yeah. Done. Oh man. So yeah, man. Just A for me. Gargano family winning, put it over the top. So definitely happy with that.
Right.
B for you. It is what it is. Agree to disagree on that men's match, but the women's match was the main event. So with that said, Devin, now, sir, please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes, all the time. So you can always find us on the various social platforms. We got a few of them. We've sprinkled in on a couple. I'll go over them. You can always find us on Facebook. Yes, we have a good social platform on Facebook called the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. And guess what? We hit over 200 followers. We have 204 followers on the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast Facebook page. And we have an awesome community, a Facebook group called the Clark Street Wrestling Community. Got over 104 members in there now. So we crossed that century as well. So we're growing everywhere. All right. And I can't forget about our awesome Twitter follower too. You can hit us on Clark_wrestling, and we have over 300 followers, getting ready to cross 330 followers. So we're on the up and up, on the rise. And I can't forget about Instagram too. Hit that follow button. That's Clark_street_wrestling. And it's the same handler as our very favorite platform. I should say my favorite platform. It is decided. TikTok. TikTok. Yes, this awesome platform. And I said it before in the last couple of episodes, we had reached over 1,000 followers. So thank you.
Over 1,000.
That's perfect. Yes, over 1,000. And we're getting ready to close in on 1,300 followers. Like, goddamn. We just hit 1,000.
Awesome.
Now about to hit over 1,300. It's awesome. And thank you for the people who joined me on the live stream earlier. It was, actually a few hours ago. It's getting ready to close at 1:30 in the morning. It was a few hours ago, right before we started part one of our episode. Yes. So thank you for people who wanted to get to know me and get to know y'all too, favorite wrestler and all of whatnot, having the Star Wars debate. That was fun, and can't wait to do it again on the next week episode as well. And you can always listen to us on the various various audio platforms, podcast platforms. If you got Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, iHeart, and I can't forget about Amazon. Yes, I said it. We're on Amazon. Hit up Alexa. Tell her you want to listen to one of these awesome debates like this one recently. Part one is Pat McAfee debate. Should I title that? Because that's what it was.
No, don't do it. I don't know. Hey, you know what you feel,
you
man.
call that.
We
was in this.
I'll leave it to you.
Okay. Well, it's not decided yet.
I don't know if I want.
Right.
Yeah, it is not decided.
Not decided.
It's still Pat McAfee.
Yeah, it is. At the end of the day. Yeah. But we got over 150 episodes and growing. And one other thing, can't forget about our YouTube page. Yes, hit that YouTube page. That's Clark Street Wrestling Podcast on the YouTube. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, and comment, hit that hearts, and make sure you don't hit that don't like button. And I forgot to mention one other thing. I have to talk about TikTok real quick. Because I don't know if people notice, I haven't mentioned about my daughters. Yes, my daughters hate. It's the reason why my daughters.
Oh, the hate. Yes,
the hate.
You didn't talk about the hate.
It's the last two episodes I mentioned the hate. Because the hate is not there anymore. Because the hate turned into great. Because it was like, you know what, Dad? You hit over 1,000 followers. Like, yeah, they was like, awesome, cool. I was like, hey. All right. Little praise from my daughters. That's what's up. So the hate is gone. I like to keep it real in the show.
The hate is gone.
So if the hate ain't there, the hate ain't there. The hate turned into great. So I thank you, daughters.
Okay.
Thank you for turning your hate into great, and I appreciate it. Yes, and we have over 150 episodes on the podcast for your listening pleasure. And I'm done. Woo!
Oh, man. Well, that is going to do it for this week's episode, this NXT TakeOver WarGames recap.
Part 2.
Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae. Oh, part 2. Yeah, part 2, I think, was highlighted by the Gargano family victory. Part 1, Pat McAfee. Okay, yeah, that did dominate a lot of the debate. But part 2, the Gargano family celebration. The celebration. It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Oh man, you got. I'm not hating. Gargano sweep. Hey, all right, you got it.
Yes,
Gargano
sweet,
champion.
Sweet. Yes. Gargano family celebration. Absolutely. So that is gonna do it. We will catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast.